Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hello everyone, I am Shivani. Hope everyone are staying safe. I am reading Bhagavad Gita since many days and wanted to share few texts of Bhagavad Gita with you all for spiritual enlightenment. Although widely published and read by itself, Bhagavad Gita originally appears as an episode in Mahabharata, the epic Sanskrit history of ancient world. The Mahabharata tells of events leading up to the present age of Kali. It was at the beginning of this age, some 58 centuries ago, Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to his friend and devotee Arjuna. So let me share one of my favorite texts of Bhagavad Gita with you all. Chapter 9, text number 29. समोहम सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. One may question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotees who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, it is natural. Any man in this materialistic world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has a special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity in whatever form is his son, and so he provides everyone with a generous supply of necessities of life. He is just like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock or land or water. But for his devotees he gives specific attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness, and therefore they are always situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are situated in him. The Lord says here distinctly, Mayi te, they are in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This also explains the words Ye yata mam prapadyante tamasa tataiva bhajamyaham. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotee are conscious. When a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified and at the same time the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter. And when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so the combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotees. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the Lord and the devotee, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the Supreme and the living entity. But in the personalist philosophy, there is. The example is often given that the Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to the devotees. This is the manifestation of Lord's special mercy to the devotees. The Lord's reciprocation should not be considered to be under the law of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which the Lord and his devotees function. Devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of this material world. It is the part of the spiritual world where eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominate. So, what I have learned from this text is to treat the fellow beings or everyone in this world as God, because the Supreme Lord Krishna says, "They are in me and I am in them." So, with this message, I am concluding. Thank you so much for watching this video.